Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another blockbuster news lined up for you guys. We've got a lot to talk about in regards to Stamford Bridge redevelopment, demolishing it and building a new stadium altogether, or going to a different location altogether. We're going to explore every single avenue and what you think about that. We've got some really big news in regards to Conor Gallagher. I want to have an honest opinion. I want to provide you guys with an honest opinion in regards to Conor Gallagher. I think it's timely that we do this. And of course, we've got some news in regards to David Dutra Fofana. So let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wait a little bit to talk about the stadium redevelopment, moving to a new location, this, that, the other. We're going to hold that for a little bit. We're going to start things off with Conor Gallagher, ladies and gentlemen. The news in regards to Conor Gallagher goes something like this. Conor Gallagher is open to signing a new contract at Chelsea. Gallagher has been a mainstay of Pochettino's midfield and has been donned the captain's armband, and the Blues are now expected to open talks over a new deal. Now, let's have an honest discussion, an honest conversation in regards to Conor Gallagher. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, what a journey. What a journey this has been. I must say, first thing, he is Chelsea through and through. There's no two ways about it. He absolutely bleeds blue. You can see how passionate he is playing for Chelsea Football Club, and he definitely wants to stay. He really wants to stay, wants to work hard, and wants to show his teammates and to the fan base that he belongs. So that's a great tick mark for him, for his characteristics: strong mentality, strong character. And if you look at his progress, right, he's done it the right way. He's gone on loan to, I believe, West Brom. He went on loan to where did he go loan just after West Brom? Crystal Palace. How can I forget that? Crystal Palace. And both of these loan spells, I think in between that as well, he went to a couple of loan spells in the Championship where he did really well over there too. So from a growth perspective, he has done the things the right way. And especially in Crystal Palace, he was absolutely burning it apart. And we must understand, at Crystal Palace, it was more of a counter-attacking style. But nonetheless, he did well. He didn't have to think too much on the ball. It was counter-attack. It was quick. It was fast. And he executed the situations at Crystal Palace very well. Then he comes to Chelsea Football Club last season. And of course, last season was a poor season from everyone, let alone himself, where Chelsea want to play a different brand of football to Crystal Palace. They want to hold the ball a little bit more. They want to be able to, suffocate the opposition. That's the intention. Obviously, we didn't execute it, but it was clear to see from Conor Gallagher's point of view that holding the ball, possession-based football, is not really something that is a strong attribute for him. He's not someone who's intricate with his passing. We saw, I think, there's a particular video that circulates around social media quite often where Thomas Tuchel's in the sideline and he's saying, put the ball through, and Conor Gallagher doesn't, and Thomas Tuchel's absolutely filthy about it. And that particular clip was Conor Gallagher. So it was clear to see Conor's deficiency is with the ball, and off the ball, of course, is an absolute dynamite. So that was last season. This season, it was a bit of a topsy-turvy situation. There was a moment where he was being deemed as surplus to requirements, and the hierarchy, the board, was looking to sell him. And then there was, on the flip side, you got Pochettino, who really rates him. And once Mason Mount kind of left, Conor Gallagher sort of felt, or even Pochettino sort of felt, that he could be the next thing from the academy, someone who could take over Mason Mount. So Pochettino has been using him quite a lot, and seems like he's quite a main component to Pochettino's style of football, which is, of course, to hold the possession as much as we can, but at the same time, meaningful possession, not possession for the sake of just having the ball. We want to be able to penetrate. We want to be able to do damage with that possession. So what I feel so far this season, this is where I want to have that honest discussion. I absolutely understand that Pochettino likes this player. No problems. And I think every manager has the right to have the players that they want to have. But I think we can also accept the fact that there is deficiency with him with the ball. However, over the last couple of games, I think he's starting to improve on the ball a lot more. Got that assist for Raheem Sterling against Burnley, but more than that, just simple passes. And in the midfield, in order to bring some balance with Enzo, Caicedo, and I know Caicedo, this is what we got Caicedo, right? Someone who's going to be able to run around a lot and break down the play, but at the same time have that technical quality with the ball. So you probably start thinking, why do we then also need Conor Gallagher, who does similar things off the ball? But having in the Premier League, it's too difficult. Like in the Premier League, it's all about running, man. It's all about physicality. There is that technical side of things, but you could potentially get outdone by the opposition if your midfield is not mobile enough and not able to cover a lot of ground. So there is value, like for players like Conor Gallagher, there is immense value. So look, where do I stand with Conor Gallagher? If it was up to me, I wouldn't be thinking about giving a contract extension just yet. But I understand he doesn't have too long left. I think he's only got about 18 months left. So I completely get why we are trying to do this contract extension now, to secure his value. Because the more time is lapsed, his value keeps going down and down. And don't forget, we got, I think a 40 million offer from Everton earlier this year. I think in the summer, Spurs were looking for him as well, and we were asking for 50 million. I do believe he is a 50 million player. I may think he has deficiencies, but as I said, there is value for a player like Conor Gallagher in the market and in the Premier League. 100% there is value if you play to his strengths. But now I'm starting to think, look, if it means that someone like Pochettino, he's going to be a little bit irate, from losing a player like Conor Gallagher, then you might as well keep him. So give him the contract extension and secure him. But then you also have to ask yourself, what is the future at Chelsea Football Club in terms of the midfielders? What happens to Romeo Lavia? What happens to Andre Santos? What happens to Cesare Casadei? And so on and so forth. So these are some of the question marks that I have when I think about contract extension for Conor Gallagher. I feel like let's wait a little bit longer and then see where his development is with the ball, and then figure out, whether he deserves a contract extension or not. But, someone like Pochettino maybe wants this guy done and dusted immediately. So, look, my view is I'll wait until I give him a contract extension. I just want to see him perform the way he has performing for the past few games for a little longer and develop, show me that ball-playing ability a lot more, because off the ball, I've got no doubts about him. But at the same time, as I said, someone like Pochettino wants him, and I want what the manager wants. But you guys let me know in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, what you feel about Conor Gallagher. Do you give him the contract extension immediately? Do you wait a little longer? Or, do you sell him? Let me know in the comment section. For me, I don't know. I don't know about selling anymore, even though I'd probably look to sell, because I feel like we can get someone of a similar style with far better technical ability. But at the same time, I'm all on board with not ticking off Pochettino and making sure that he has what it takes to succeed at Chelsea Football Club. So let me know. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it's in regards to the Stamford Bridge redevelopment. This is the second big news that's circulating around after Conor Gallagher. This is the situation. See that area on that red over there? This is the piece of land that we've now secured. We've been able to buy that. Now, one thing's for certainty, ladies and gentlemen, 40,000 capacity. This is simply not big enough for Chelsea Football Club. A club size of Chelsea needs minimum 70,000, 80,000. It's a big club. To have only 40,000 is absolute madness. When you see some of the stadiums all around the world, this is a small stadium. Very small stadium. And a club of our size, we need revenue streams to explode off the charts with, bigger stadium capacity to be able to sell more tickets. Clubs like Spurs are earning double the money just through selling tickets because the stadium is huge. And when our new owners came in, one of their primary objective was to increase the revenue streams from many different areas, not just from marketing through sponsorships, and this, that, the other, and obviously buying young talented players and flipping them for exorbitant amount of profit, but also the situation with Stamford Bridge. Now, there's three possible options available. One, you redevelop Stamford Bridge. So whatever situation that we have right now, you try and perhaps build another stand or expand it. Two, you completely demolish the entire site, as you can see, the blue section and the red section, and build up a brand new stadium. I don't know how that's going to be done, but I'm not an architect, so I'm sure the architects out there will understand exactly what needs to be done and how that needs to be designed. And they're talking about 55, 60,000, 65,000. Even that, I feel like, is probably not big enough. I think the word is about 55 to 60,000. Honestly, that's still a small stadium, but that's another option. Or the third one is completely relocating to a different area. See, for me, I don't want to relocate. I feel like this is a historic area. This is a heritage, and I would like it to expand as much as we can. I've seen a lot of stadiums all over the world on TV, not like personally going there, having that sort of like that Colosseum style of stadium where it goes upwards. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. Maybe that's something that is feasible in smack bang in London, that area where Stamford Bridge is. But that's one of the ideas that I was sort of thinking. But you guys let me know in the comment section how, what sort of designs would you like for a stadium? I really do like that Colosseum style, where you have a lot of tiers. It would be a bit strange for people sitting right on top to look down and look like ants, but that is one way you can increase the capacity. But let's check out some of the news. Stoll have now confirmed the sale of the site next to Stamford Bridge to Chelsea. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's the place over there that Stoll has confirmed that has been sold. It is believed Chelsea will pay around 80 million for the land. So it's an expensive area, massively expensive area. Chief Executive Chris Jurasic, Horasic, or however you pronounce it, I'm just going to say Jurasic, is believed to be particularly interested in further exploring the idea of Chelsea leaving their traditional home. Sources outside Chelsea who deal with the club have also questioned the football knowledge of Jurasic, who has never worked in sports before. So, look, he's saying, let's just relocate. Me personally, as I said, I wouldn't want to do that. I want to see if we can either redevelop or just completely demolish the stadium and build a whole new one. But relocating the stadium, I feel like loses that historical value. Chelsea are still looking into the possibility of moving away from Stamford Bridge, despite the club receiving confirmation their 80 million purchase of a site next to current ground will go ahead. See, I don't understand why you would think about relocating if you've bought that piece of land here. Like, what's the point of buying that piece of land if you're going to relocate anyway? So that doesn't make sense to me. I think it makes far more sense to stick around. Chelsea haven't yet decided whether to build a new 55,000 seater stadium or redevelop Stamford Bridge, and fan consultations and talks with the CPO will play a key role in how they progress. Board members Jonathan Goldstein, if you guys remember, he's I think a Spurs fan as well, but he was the one who was brought in for the redevelopment plan. He's a key figure leading the project. I still understand that staying at Stamford Bridge is the preferred choice compared to Earls Court. So this is coming from Ben Jacobs, that we do want to stick around at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which absolutely makes sense. Chelsea's aim is to build at least a 55,000 seat arena, but no decision has been made on the whether to knock down and rebuild the current stadium or to relocate. 55,000 is just not going to cut it. That's another 15,000. We're already on 40,000, so 55. That's not good enough in my opinion. Wembley Stadium, the London Stadium, and Twickenham and alternative options for relocation while being built. So that's the other thing. How long is it going to take to rebuild Stamford Bridge? Where would we relocate for the time being? These are some of the names that's being thrown around: Wembley Stadium, London Stadium, Twickenham, and I think Fulham Stadium as well. Craven Cottage has been thrown around. But look, I think last I saw someone say that potentially looking at about 4 or 5 years of stadium redevelopment. So that's also going to be quite interesting. Where we're going to be relocating, and we would have to share our revenue with that particular stadium. So there's a lot to think about, man. A lot to think about. So that's a little bit about stadium redevelopment that's happening conversations that's happening at the moment. Now, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit in regards to David Fofana, which I want to cover later on in another video as well, where I do the Chelsea loan watch. But Union Berlin sporting director Oliver Renard on David Fofana's struggles. Changing the results is not that easy for a young player. He also had private problems at times. A little something came together. He also lacks a bit of goal to give himself confidence, So look, Union Berlin's current results in recent times has not been that good. And I've also started to notice that over the past couple of games, he hasn't started as well for Union Berlin. So this is a particular matter we need to focus. I had high hopes for this particular player going to Union Berlin because I felt like at Bundesliga, that's where attackers flourish. So this is his opportunity to do well. But seems like he had some personal issues as well, on top of the bad results that's happening at Union Berlin. Hopefully he can bounce back because it's important. We want this loan to really work out. We want him to develop during this loan spell and then come back to Chelsea Football Club and fight for a place in the striking position. He's got immense quality. He really does, this particular youngster. But he's going through a bit of a rough patch. And this is good. This is how you build mentality. This is how you build character. And it's not always going to be smooth sailing. So let's see what happens to David Fofana. But one to look out for and see the progress. If he doesn't get game time until, from now till the end of, December, come the January window, we do need to see, what is the situation happening with Union Berlin. But I do want him to keep fighting. I want him to fight. I want him to do well because, as I said, Bundesliga, this is a place for attacking players to flourish. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today. Please let me know what you felt about Conor Gallagher, the honest discussions we had in regards to Conor Gallagher. I would love to see what you guys have to say about him and the stadium redevelopment plans. Where do you sit? Would you like to relocate? Would you like to just add a few more stands on the Stamford Bridge Stadium right now, or completely demolish it and build a whole new stadium at that same place? Let me know in the comment section. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.